Okay, welcome to our first Public Safety and General Government Committee meeting. Today is January 22nd, 2026 at 7 p.m. I want to call the meeting to order. Roll call. We have Councilmember Freyer, Councilmember Bailey, Councilmember Ayers, Councilmember Seed, and myself, Councilmember Edie. And there should be a couple more council members joining us. Next will be the acceptance of minutes from the regular meeting, September 25th, 2025. Do I have a motion to approve these minutes? Oh, let me also mention Councilmember Goldstein is here. Director DeLuca is here. Chief Lepore is here. And Chief Walsh is here. Thank you.
I'll move.
Okay, thank you. Are there any corrections or comments or any changes on the minutes? Okay, all in favor? Okay, and then I think
Abstain.
the new people have to abstain.
Yeah,
So
I have to
I'm
abstain, yeah.
abstaining.
yeah, okay, so
And I have to abstain as well.
okay. So that's 3 abstentions. Thank you. Okay, new business. 5A, authorize the mayor, Barbara C. Smith, to execute any and all agreements, documents, applications, or amendments as may be necessary with the Connecticut Department of Emergency Services, Public Protection, Division of Emergency Management, and Homeland Security for participation in the Emergency Management Grant Program and Regional Homeland Security Planning and Funding activities. Can someone move this item? Thank you, Mr. Goldstein. Okay, who would like to speak to this item?
So this is me. One of the requirements from, good evening, by the way, from the state of Connecticut for emergency management is to have a blanket resolution that authorizes the mayor to sign grant documents, reimbursement requests, and just to have that on file. We had one in place for Mayor Rilling, and essentially it can last for the entire term. 2 years ago, we actually, at the 10-year mark of his administration, I refined the language a little bit to clean it up. The legal department reviewed it, and this group or this committee had passed it with the Common Council. So again, it was just reviewed 2 years ago. No changes to the language other than replacing the name of the mayor. Everything else stays the same. So that's, again, more of an administrative change for the blanket resolution.
Okay, thank you. Any members have any questions, comments, or concerns? No? Okay, let's take a vote. You good, Brian? Let's take a vote. All in favor? Okay, looks like it's unanimous. If I miss anybody, please let me know. Take all mistakes for love, and I'm under the weather. Thank you.
Thank you. And I will actually change on my backup documentation and the backup documentation for PD. I did not realize I had Common Council, so I will actually make that change before it goes to the City Council for the meeting.
Okay, great.
So I apologize for that.
Oh, no worries. Thank you so much.
Thank
You'll
you.
notice that none of us caught that. Ms. Edie, Chair,
Yeah.
I just
Yes.
wanted to point out, were you planning to do the public comment?
That's what I was just getting ready to say.
Sorry. Thank you. I told you. Okay, yes. Sorry about that.
I knew you were. I knew you were.
Yeah. Is there anyone here for public participation tonight?
If anyone would like to speak, can you please raise your hand electronically and I'll unmute you?
My apologies.
There is not.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, then we're going to go to item B. There's 2 items together, so I'm going to read them together. B1, authorize Mayor Barbara Smith to execute a third amendment to the memorandum of agreement by and between Recovery Network of Programs, Inc. and City of Norwalk, commencing on July 1st, 2025, and ending June 30th, 2026, in the amount of $300,528 to be paid from the account noted. B2, authorize the City of Norwalk purchasing agent to execute purchase orders on behalf of the Norwalk Police Department to the Recovery Network Program utilizing NPD account number noted based on the availability of funds not to exceed $300,528. Would anyone like to move this item? Thank you, Councilmember C. Okay, who would like to speak to that?
Deputy Chief Lepore will speak on the items tonight as this is a new subcommittee. I just wanted to say, if anybody had any questions or concerns or in regards to any public safety issues in regards to the police department, feel free to reach out to me or the command staff. We are always available. If you need our contacts, please reach out or email me. We'll provide them. But usually for Public Safety Committee, Deputy Chief Lepore from administration handles all those items. So Melissa, you could take it away.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back.
Thank
So the first item we have here is it's for payment for our Recovery Network program. The City of Norwalk entered into a MOA back in August of 2022 with the Recovery Network program. These are for our embedded social workers within the police department. This MOA establishes a collaborative relationship between the Recovery Network and the city in assisting with the growing need to have social service professional assistance for mental health, social work support, and intervention services coming out of the police department. The mission of the Recovery Network is to restore hope, health, and well-being for individuals and families in recovery environment that embraces compassion, dignity, and respect. We've had this contract obviously for 3 years now. We're getting into our 4th year. So that memorandum provides 2 full-time social workers assigned directly to the police departments, to our police department, our new behavioral health network. They work with an officer that's embedded in there also within the department. The Recovery Network employees respond and assist to calls for service. That would be police department calls for services for appropriate mental health and nonviolent substance-related calls. The employees also conduct mental health assessments. They coordinate care, referrals, and linkage for emotionally disturbed persons. So they put people and services together. They utilize local community resources along with an extensive infrastructure of programs to assist in persons within need of various treatments. They also conduct aftercare and follow-ups to ensure that the people are stable and they're connected to care and reducing repetitive calls for service and successful quality of life improvements for anybody in need. This is a great program. We have 2 people embedded right now, and we're also have an extra part-time person. So, and they are very busy. So we get a lot of calls for service, and they have a lot of success with helping citizens in our community that they have nowhere to turn and they don't know who to call, so they call us. And it's not necessarily a crime or police officer call for service. It would be an assistance call, and they have been very successful.
Okay, thank you, Chief Lepore. Does anyone have any questions, or comments, or concerns?
I just have one comment. I think it's very, I've been on the council for 2 years before, and it's when this program just began. I think that it's something that we needed, and I think it's very effective. And I'm glad to see that we're able to continue with it.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Yeah,
I
all
oh,
I
go
was
ahead,
going to
Bruce.
add was this has been a massively successful program, and um, and just to sort of tack on to what Jim said, this has been and maybe Deputy Chief Lepore knows better than I do in terms of the numbers, but there are a substantial amount of assistance calls that come in every year, and so this is a real service that has genuinely helped a substantial number of people for exactly the reasons that the deputy chief said. But um, it's not a rare instance, but this is one of those instances where this is a no-brainer. This is an obviously very successful program, and there's zero doubt that we should continue to do this,
Right.
in my view.
Thank you.
Right.
I got one question. I mean, do we think we would need more of these in the future? I mean, in terms of we have two people that we're funding, or maybe two and a half. If we added two more, would we see that incremental benefit, or is this the right size amount of investment um, in this program?
Well, at this time, actually, we are interviewing for another person. So our part-time person is going to become full-time. And yes, we
Okay.
do get enough cases to keep everybody busy. And a lot of this funding that we have was from a grant that we had applied for. And what we're doing is we're expanding on it and we're covering whatever else is extra from it. But we are getting our third person is going to be full-time. And Chief,
Got it.
I don't know if we're going to do another half a person, or I know
Yeah,
we're interviewing.
yeah, to that question, Councilman Bailey, we are working with Lamond, who was in
Yep.
his old position, to onboard a opioid recovery coach. Because we're expanding our services, not only behavior, but into addiction services also. So we're working with Recovery Network to find a opioid recovery coach, which will be funded through a community care grant being managed out of community services at City Hall. So
Great.
we are always continually evaluating our services and expanding.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Chief Lepore, I had a question for you.
Yes.
Okay, so can does the person have to call themselves and ask for help, or can a family recommend them?
Anyway, a
Thank
family
you.
can call and say, "Hey, can somebody check in on this person?" And we
Okay.
get welfare checks, so you can check the welfare. If it's a person like we're getting frequent calls for service going to that address because people are concerned, or there's multiple calls. They could be medical calls. They could be, again, check the welfare. They could be self-initiated. They can be from a family member or a concerned citizen, neighbor. So we will go out there. Sometimes the officers will make a recommendation. Hey, you know what? I was with this person. They called today. They could probably use a little bit of assistance. So they come within the department and also outside the department. We'll take calls from anywhere to check on anybody.
Okay, that's great. That's great news, because there's actually a couple of cases, unfortunately, that I know that they won't come for the help themselves.
Okay.
And so, yeah.
Let me know. We can send somebody over. We have one of our officers, Samantha Bardos. She is phenomenal with them, and she'll go over there. We can check on them, but feel free to reach out to me.
Great. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, any other questions, comments? Okay, all in favor? Any? Looks like I think it's going to be unanimous. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to move on to C1 and 2. Authorize the Norwalk Police Department to utilize a non-competitive procurement justification form with Lexipol for payment of Cardico mobile application software. This payment is for a one-year agreement for services commencing February 1st, 2026 and ending January 31st, 2027. 2, authorize the City of Norwalk purchasing agent to execute purchase orders on behalf of the Norwalk Police Department to Lexipol LLC, utilizing NPD account number noted based on the availability of funds not to exceed $21,600. Could someone please move these items? Anyone? Thank you, Council Member Bailey. Thank you again, Ms. Chief Lepore.
So, the Norwalk Police Department is requesting a payment for, it's a renewal subscription for the Lexipol. It's Lexipol. It's a mobile application. It's called Cortico. Cortico is a mobile wellness application which provides a complete range of mental and physical health support designed specifically for law enforcement personnel only. It's a unique wellness solution which meets the needs, which meets our needs and criteria and critical areas necessary to overcome the stigma of asking for help and addressing the cumulative efforts of chronic stress on first responders, both active and retired. There's no other mobile application that offers the level of support on demand access and confidential interface. The justification behind the non-competitive procurement is for the renewal of a current subscription we have for the continued use of the mobile wellness application. And we do have it budgeted and the funding is available from that account.
Okay, thank you, Chief. Does any council members have any questions or comments? Councilmember Josh?
Thank you. I just want to, I was curious about just how this is used. I mean, this seems like a great product. I have no objection to it at all. I mostly was curious because it just didn't really say in the memo, like, is this something that is like, does every police officer have this on their phone? Like, how does this work? Basically, is what I'm asking.
Good. Go ahead, Chief.
Councilman last year after a tragic suicide death of one of our retired officers in November of 2024, we've had an active peer support team in person in this police department for years that deals with post-traumatic issues here. So if we have a traumatic call, if it be an infant death or a death from a fire or something significant, we always use our Fairfield County responders, trauma responders, a peer support team to, have a debriefing. So last year I found this service. It's quite an advanced service. It's progressive, which is an application that all the officers have. We've also actually given it to the retired officers. Our dispatchers have it, and it is completely connected to every member of our peer support team. It's completely confidential. They don't know. It goes through a server, so you could reach out, you could identify yourself, you could ask for information, but it also has another application where you could reach every kind of service available. If it family issues, financial issues, legal issues, every single. So it's a whole resource available to our officers 24/7. You could reach on that app and hit a hotline if you need somebody at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you will get a phone call. And it erases sort of the stigma of person-to-person contact. And nationwide, this progressive application has been shown to be very successful. There are major police departments running this app, and it actually gives us anonymous indexes that we review every single month if someone's looking into like gambling or drinking or sleeping issues or family issues or financial issues. We could gear education towards those indexes that we are seeing at the end of the month. So it's been well worth it.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, it is. It's very progressive. It's very modern.
And I do have some numbers on it. We have about 46% of our department is on the application. They have accessed the application. So almost half of our department utilizes this application for any type of assistance that they need.
Wow, that's great.
And we maintain the privacy that nobody knows who it is.
Yes.
Yes, or not unless you have the option to identifying yourself. And then if you wanted to reach out to a peer support member for a phone call, of course, you would have to identify. So you have that option.
Okay.
Anyone else have any other questions or thoughts?
Nope.
Okay, we'll call for a vote. All in favor? Okay, looks unanimous. Thank you. And we're going to item D, 1 and 2, authorize Mayor Barbara Smith to execute an extension agreement with Fleet Auto Supply under RFP project number 4123 for the upfit of police vehicles until February 28, 2027, in the amount not to exceed $290,000 per year. D2, authorize the City of Norwalk purchasing agent to execute the purchase orders on behalf of the Norwalk Police Department to Fleet Auto Supply under RFP project number 4123 for the upfit of police vehicles based on unit pricing and the availability of funds not to exceed $290,000. Would someone please move these items? Thank you, Councilmember Freyer. Okay, Chief.
Okay. Yep. One more.
Thank you.
Okay. So the city of Norwalk is currently as an agreement with Fleet Auto Supply and for the upfit of services to police vehicles. The upfit really entails supplying, installing, repairing, replacing any and all required emergency lighting equipment to vehicles owned and operated by the police department. So that includes our lighting, our sirens, all the upfit for like the cages and everything in the back of the car, all the electronic, the computers, the laptops, the mounting of modems and all that kind of stuff. So they actually, when we get a car in, we buy the car and then they make an emergency vehicle. The agreement was entered into in May of 2022 and is in effect until February 28th. And it has an option of an option of for 2 additional 1-year renewals. We've already renewed our first 1-year renewal last year, so this will be our second one. The agreement also includes compensation for services up to $200,000, which was for the first year. That's why, so we're asking for the increase to 290,000 because obviously from 4 years ago, the prices have gone up. In accordance with Section 4 of the agreement, the police department is requesting to invoke the option for the second 1-year term. The agreement shall have the same terms and conditions as the initial term, with the extension period commencing on March 1st and will conclude on February 28th of 2027. And then we requested to increase from last year was 275,000, and it's going up to 290,000. So it's gone up about 15,000 per car for the year.
Okay. Thank you, Chief. Any members have any questions, comments, or concerns?
I do. How many new cars are we gonna get this year? Do we have the same number of cars? We have pretty much the same number of cars turning over every year?
Yes, we're asking for 10 cars this year. Yes, we
10
have it
cars.
budgeted for 10 cars.
Okay. And we had 10 cars last year?
Yes.
Okay. And what's the life of a car? Is it 3 years, 2 years?
We have new cars now. We have a fleet that came out because we had to change brands because of the Ford wasn't making cars. They weren't making the Explorers anymore, so we went with Chevy. They gave us a better deal, and it's a police vehicle now. We are getting probably about 3 years out of them because they're running 24/7. So if we didn't have cars for 2 or 3 years during COVID because there was no production. There's not, so we actually were playing catch up and trying to get our fleet up to retire some of our older cars that have like 100,000 miles on them and get these newer cars going. So we are almost done with this. I believe, Chief, this is going to be another year if we're going to
Yeah.
get 10.
This year's capital request for cars is about $900,000.
Yeah.
But we haven't gotten pricing for the vehicles yet, so we will buy accordingly to what given to us by the capital. So it may not be 10 cars, it'd probably be less than 10 cars based on the increase in pricing, which we have seen nationwide in every single industry with inflation. So I'm predicting less than 10 cars in totality for this upcoming year.
Okay.
Thank you,
And
Chief.
you have to realize there's been a lot of unfunded mandates that we need to put in these cars, such as dash cameras per Connecticut state legislation and prisoner cameras. So those are unfunded mandates that were mandated by the state of Connecticut that we have to pick up costs for as a city. And so it adds a lot of costs. The cameras alone are thousands of dollars, and the configurations and the wiring is a lot of money. It does sound expensive, but they actually completely disassemble the car. It takes them about 2 months, and then they have to wire the car all over again. It's quite an exhaustive process.
Thank you, Chief. Any members have any other
The
questions?
Chevy or the manufacturers, I mean, you know, in the great scheme of things, I would think that General Motors or somebody like that would have a package that you could buy directly from the factory. There's got to be, if we're going through 10 cars every year or so, replenishing our fleet, that's a lot of police cars. And when you start to look at every city in the nation that's our size, would go through the same, I would think. And then larger cities would it would be even greater. Are there a lot of different kinds of, I mean, you said the Explorer, Ford doesn't make it anymore. Chevy makes it. Are there other manufacturers that make these cars, or is it just all Chevy?
Well, Ford is back. They're making the Ford Explorer, but it's just Chevy. Currently, there's two police package vehicles available on the American market. That's Chevy and Ford. Ford, we had some stumbling blocks with them, so we converted with Chevy, and we can't go back and forth because
Yeah.
all the upfit equipment is specific for the Chevy. And then we
Right.
start having, we would like to keep officers in one vehicle due to muscle memory and familiarity with the vehicle that they're driving and handling and driving capabilities instead of going back and forth between two vehicles due to emergency driving. I think we'd want
Right.
to stay consistent.
Yeah, it just seems like I don't know why why a manufacturer doesn't come out with a fully loaded police car.
Yeah, a turnkey option is not available, but I do agree with your point.
Okay.
Councilmember Bailey.
Yeah, quick follow-up question. Again, since I'm new to the committee, how large is the fleet?
The fleet in totality, well, the fleet for patrol is probably 40 to 50 cars, but you have to understand they're down. We have oil changes, we have
Yeah.
a maintenance
Yeah.
schedule, we have to let cars rest. At any one time, we could go in between 9 and 12 cars out of service. Just excuse me, just due to maintenance, or we lose a water pump or a transmission and things happen and we have to wait and get those repaired. So sometimes we're okay, and sometimes we're right there with enough cars. So, but in totality, we have close to 100 cars. You have this, and we have a lot of administrative cars. We have a lot of special vehicles in regards to traffic enforcement, undercover vehicles, and pickup trucks, and other utility vehicles that we need to have for various reasons. Marine Division, our special services unit, our emergency services team has a little bit heavier duty vehicles. So it's varied, but our main patrol fleet consists of about 50 vehicles.
And of those 50, how many are Chevys versus the old Fords? Are we through that conversion?
Our main patrol fleet is Chevys.
Okay,
We've
great.
recycled some of the older Fords for our school resource officers, because we have several school resource
Yeah.
officers, and they need their car available. So they got the old Fords. So what they do is
I think I've seen them.
yeah, they drive to the school and they park there, so there's not a lot of
Yeah.
operability with those. So, or they've been given to administrative services or investigative services for their usage. But our whole main patrol fleet, what you see responding to calls, is Chevy.
It's Chevys. Okay, great. Thank you, Chief.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
Once the car comes out of patrol, also it gets handed down to some other. We don't just get rid of it. We utilize these cars until probably an inch of their life.
Just like a family. Pass the car down to the
Basically.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? So we're good. Call for a vote. All in favor? Great. Thank you. Looks unanimous. Okay, chiefs. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Good to see you guys. Take care. Thank you.
Okay, item 6, we will go into executive session. A, discussion concerning personnel matter, mayoral staff.
So we need to make a motion to go into executive session.
Oh, sorry. Can someone make a motion?
Yes.
Councilmember Goldstein. All in favor?
No.
Looks unanimous. Okay. Thank you, everybody. We just ended our executive session. There were no motions done or no votes taken, and I would like to entertain a motion to adjourn.
Madam Chair,
moved.
motion to adjourn.
Go.
Councilmember Ayers, thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Good night.
See it. Good night.
Have a good night.